Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Godfather Chronicles podcast. My name is Miguel Garcia, and I am your host. If you find value in the podcast, please share with your family and friends, and make sure you give us a rating. After all, we're trying to give you valuable information at no charge. You can follow me on Instagram at MAGPatriot, or you can email me your questions at miguel@godfatherchronicles.com, or follow me on Facebook, Miguel Godfather. And I want to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by naturalchoicecompany.com. Unlock your health. Please visit the website. They have a brand new product now. Some antibacterial towelettes, all natural, and they kill the top 3 most common bacteria in any surface. So good stuff. All right, my friends, today I'm going to step out of bounds a little bit, and it's going to be a different podcast. But I'm hoping that this particular episode is going to help you think and change things that you need to change. Anyway, I'm going to get to the point. So I found out that a friend of mine, used to be my employee as well, has multiple inoperable tumors. And so there's nothing they can do for him. So, I've had a lot of people die that I knew, that I've known. And, it's always hard to hear that. But for some reason, this one really hit home. I don't know why. It'd be just maybe it's timing or whatever, but it got me thinking. I put myself in his shoes, and I try to think what he's thinking, feel what he's feeling, wish what he would be wishing for. And it was interesting. It was an interesting exercise. The theme of this particular episode is live like you're dying, because we are dying every single day, every single second, every single minute. Our bodies are dying. And we don't live like we are dying. We live like we're going to live forever. We go around doing stupid shit, acting like idiots. There's people judging and all sorts of things that we do because we're not paying attention. So I want you to come on this journey with me and really think about your mortality. Think about where your soul is going to end up. And let's just think about this stuff. What would you change? What would change in your life if you knew you had 6 months to live? I knew a guy that they gave him 6 months to live, and he got his house in order. He never complained about, why is God doing this to me or whatever. He took it as a gift from God, that at least he knew that he was going to die in 6 months, in about 6 months. And so he took that as a blessing, because he got a chance to make all the, as many wrongs that he'd done, make him right. So, if you think about it, what would you be regretting? Would you be regretting the things you said to people, the way you hurt people, the things you didn't do, the decisions you didn't make, the chances you didn't take? Think about this. This is really deep and important, because if you live like you're dying, your life would be different, because you would be focusing totally on the most important things in your life. If, it's a lot of folks that I talk to, and they don't know what's important in their lives. You ask them, so what's the most important thing? You're like, well, I don't know. I guess work, family. I'm not married, and so I'm not, the different priorities. But when you find out you're dying, all of a sudden, there's an urgency to prioritize the things in your life. And why does it have to be that way? It doesn't have to take those type of news that you're dying in 6 months or whatever for you to get your priorities in order. This is something you should do. And so I'm taking advantage of this opportunity where I think I have clarity to encourage you to think about how would you live if you're dying, if you knew you were dying. What would you change in your life? What would you change in your relationships? How will you approach your professional life or your work life? How would you approach that? What would you do differently? Would you analyze what you're doing and go, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this other thing, and then go, wow, okay, then I'm not in a happy place at work. I'm going to make that change. I think analyzing your life with, the light of I'm going to be dying in 6 months, it gives you a different perspective. It's probably the right perspective as well. Would you take more chances? And there's a lot of people that are extremely conservative, and there's a lot of people that are extremely afraid of taking chances. What chances would you take? Would you go for and, build a business or a family, or what? What would you do? What kind of chances would you take? Would you love more intensively? Would you love your wife more intensively? Would you love your children more intensively? Would you overlook their character faults? Would you forgive more? What would you do about the state of your soul? As Catholics, we know that and Christians know that, Protestants know this. It's in the Bible. The Bible thumpers look at the Bible, and God speaks of hell in several passages. So hell does exist. And, some people are selective on the scriptures, and they just pick whatever they want. But truth is, scripture is scripture. It's the word of God. You can't skip it or choose whatever you want. The state of your soul is either, it's like natural law. You're either a good person or a bad person. Right? So it's the same thing. Your soul is either a good state or a bad state. If you die in a bad state, then chances are you're going to hell. If you die in a good state, chances are you'll go to heaven. Right? Then I won't mention purgatory because it's another different ballgame. But what I'm saying is, in the natural order, you're either a good person or a bad person. And it's the same thing with your soul. Your soul is it's in a great state or a bad state. So you need to think about what's going to happen after you die. It's this is a tough thing to a tough exercise, because nobody wants to think about dying. Nobody. I bet you that when my friend got the news, he got freaked out. But he's a man of faith. So he's taking it like, okay, I'm giving the opportunity to get my house in order. And what I mean, get your house in order, is would you amend the things you did wrong? Would you ask for forgiveness? Would you repair that relationship with your children, with your wife, with whomever? Would you ask for forgiveness of the people you hurt? I think personally, and I'm going to tell you this because you might think I'm chewing your butt or anything like that, but no. What I'm going to do is, I thought about this quite a bit, and there are some people that I need to ask for forgiveness, and there are some people that I need to forgive, and I'm going to do that because I'm going to do what I say. When I'm telling you here, I'm going to live like I'm dying. And he's going to make me a better person. He's going to make me a better human being. He's going to make me a better father. He's going to make me a better husband. He's going to make me a better leader. Because I'm going to look at life differently. This is not an all of a sudden thing that I'm just making up or anything like that. This is an awakening for me. Guys, I've been around for a long, long, long time. And I've seen people die. I've seen people get killed. And it's never hit me like this time. I saw my dad die. I had to tell my dad he was going to die. The doctor said, "Hey, there's nothing we can do. You need to go talk to him." And since I'm the oldest boy in the family, the oldest male, it was my responsibility to go into his room and say, "Hey, Dad, this is it. They're giving you 3 months." So even with my dad, it felt surreal. But this particular time with this person, with my friend, it's all of a sudden I see things a lot more clear. I don't know what it is. God sends you different graces when you need him, not when you want him. God sends you clarity when you are ready to receive it. Because if you're busy in everything and you don't even have time to think, it doesn't matter what God says to you. You're not listening because you're so busy. There's so much noise that you can't hear his voice. But there's times where he speaks and you're in a receiving mode. And you listen. And you understand. And it becomes clear to you what you need to do. I don't consider myself a bad person. I'm rough around the edges. I say what's in my mind most of the time. I need to pick better words, I think. I'm very impatient. I assume things. I don't trust very much because I assume things. I assume everybody's out to get me or they're lying or whatever. It's really hard for me to have an honest friendship with somebody because I've always been that way. So I need to change. I need to trust more. I need to love more. I need to forgive more. And it's the same thing for you, If you have that broken relationship with your parents or your children or whatever, fix it. Just pretend you're dying. And get the courage to fix that. What's the benefit? You might ask. Well, the benefit is that you will gain peace of mind. The benefit is that you won't continue living with that in your conscience. If there's any regret, you will not continue to live in regret. So there's nothing negative about it. It's actually a good thing for you and for your soul. It's good for your mental health to get your house in order. I know I've been harsh with some people, and sometimes I've been right, sometimes I'm not sure, but I need to amend those things, because I'm talking about them because obviously they're bothering me. Those things are bothering me. So, my friends, take this opportunity to really reflect on what's going on in your life. What are the things you need to change? Again, if you really get into this mode, and it's not a morose mode, it's not a dark thing. It's a good exercise because he's going to bring you a lot of clarity. He's going to help you realign your priorities. He's going to help you really focus on the important things in life. All of a sudden, you'll go, you know what? This is not that important to me. This other thing is more important. Spending more time with my family versus, watching TV or going to the bar or whatever it is more important. If I was dying, I wouldn't do this. I would do this other thing. And this is what the gift of this exercise will give you. The clarity to prioritize the things that are really, really important to you and that you don't want to think about them. I think that it would change your attitude. It would change your effort, the effort that you put in things, the effort on your relationship, the effort you put at work, the effort you on anything. What kind of attitude you have. One of the things that I need to do is to kind of not take things personal. I've always taken things personal, and I catch myself, and I detest that of me, because if somebody says something, I'll just take it personal, and I'm assuming they're trying to hurt me, and then I get on defense mode, and that's just not a good way to live. And I'm telling you this, I'm sharing this because I don't want you to think I'm perfect, because I am not. I mean, this particular episode is as much for me than it is for you. I thought about doing this last week, and the little voice in me said, no, you're going to be too vulnerable. You shouldn't do it. And I sort of write it but I told a good friend of mine, Marcus Aurelius, that I was going to do it. And so I'm doing it. I'm telling you what's in my mind, and I'm telling you the changes I'm going to make. Let's do the exercise together. Let me know what the outcome is for you. But you should live your life like you're dying, because you are, because we are dying. And whatever amends you think you would make if you knew you were dying in a few months, if they're worth doing then they are worth doing right now. You don't have to wait for bad news or whatever, for news that you're going to die in 6 months. What if you don't have 6 months? What if you get hit by a car? What if you die suddenly? This is the time that God's given us to do what we need to do. And this message coming to you through me is through divine providence. Because some of you are going to go, yes, I need to amend these things. I need to reprioritize my life. I need to do I need to change. I need to change my attitude. I need to change my effort. I need to change my relationships. I need to take more chances. I need to do whatever it is that you need to do. Guys, I really hope and pray that this hits home and that you amend those relationships, that you reprioritize your life, and that you acknowledge the fact that we're all dying. And again, if the doctor told you you were dying in 6 months, put yourself in the situation and say, this is what I would do, what I would want to change, what I would want to do, and do it now. Don't wait for that event, for the doctor to tell you the news or whatever. If it's worth doing, if you had the bad news, then it's worth doing now. And you're going to get an opportunity to do it right now and amend your life. And again, you're going to live a better life. The people that you hurt, or the people that hurt you, and you asked for forgiveness and you forgave and all that stuff, they're going to have better lives because you're going to ask for forgiveness or forgive people. Or you're going to amend that relationship. So again, it's worth doing. Guys, if you find value in the podcast, just share it with your friends and your family. That's it, man. That's all I got for you guys this week. I hope that you take the advice and really do the exercise. And I wish you the very best. I wish that the light bulb goes on and you decide to make amends in your life, that get your house in order. Because again, we need to live like we're dying. Because we are really dying. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.